wife has a history of some abuse. And so for her, sex and all these things and physical touch can kind of be scary at times. And sometimes she's very triggered, whether she has a nightmare or, something just triggers her and it kind of just sends her to a scary place. And so there's this whole conflict sort of around sexuality. And the husband, he very much sees sex as, if you watched one of our recent videos, the 4 major needs of every husband, one of them is sex. And usually women think, oh, they just want to have sex. All they think about is sex. Sex is so much more than just physical for men. Sex is also an emotional need. Why? Because in sex, they feel desired. A man wants to feel, I want you, I desire you. This does something for their well-being. This does something for their emotional well-being like you wouldn't believe. And so my husband told me, Amanda, when she doesn't want to have sex with me, when she pushes me away, I get that she's triggered. I get that this is a lot for her, but I just feel so unloved. I feel so unworthy. I feel not desired. I feel small. And I said, tell her. And he says, oh no, I'm not telling her that. I can't tell her that. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so ashamed to tell her this. And I said, what are you afraid of? And he started crying and he said, I'm afraid that she's just going to leave. I said, well, why would you feel that way? Why would you feel like she's going to leave you if you express to her that it's important that you have sex with her? And of course, and he was being patient and he was being kind and he understood that she had a scary past, but after such a long time without having sex, he was really feeling low. It was affecting his relationships. It was affecting him at his job. It was just affecting him, his overall well-being. He starts crying and he says, Amanda, I'm not used to people sticking around if I'm not offering them something. And right now I feel like I'm offering her, a relationship where she doesn't have to have sex with me if she doesn't want to. But right now I feel like I'm in dire need of this thing. I said, you're going to have to tell her. And sure enough, before he was kind of like, when she didn't want to have sex, he would just be grumpy and in a bad mood. And one of her love languages, he just wouldn't fulfill the love language and he would push her away and he would want to be distant. And of course, she got mad, right? She would get upset and frustrated. Why? Because instead of transforming a criticism into a positive need, he would just criticize and complain and mope around like a sad puppy. So you need to tell her, transform criticism into a positive need. Tell her what you need. And he went and he was so scared and he was so vulnerable and he just laid his heart out and he says, listen. And he went and explained to her and says, I need to feel desired. I need to feel wanted by you. I just feel so unworthy and I'm so scared right now that as I tell you this, that you're just going to walk out that door and you're just going to leave me, because everyone who ever was part of my life, if I was not giving and giving, they would just leave. I don't know what it means to feel loved. And sex kind of signifies that. And so you not wanting to have sex with me, he goes, I know you're having triggers and I know you're having nightmares, but it makes me feel so unwanted by you. And his wife, he was crying and she was crying and she says, I would never want you to feel this way. I'm not going to go anywhere. And they embraced and they hugged. And guess what? Their sex life is awesome. He was willing to be vulnerable. He was willing to transform a criticism into a positive need. And when he spoke in this way, she was able to understand